Alright, what is up everyone? Hope everyone is well. So week 2 starts today in the fantasy basketball season, and I hope everyone's had a great week 1. So it's been a pretty tumultuous week 1 for some people and really amazing for others as well. So I was supposed to release this video yesterday. This is a video on my waiver picks for week 2. So I'll basically break them up into must add, borderline, and sort of deep league 1. I was going to do 2 different videos for a 12 team and a 14 team league. As we go on through the weeks, these are going to be weekly videos throughout the season, and I might actually do that. I might actually break them up into 2 videos of a 12 team and 14. I just didn't have the time this particular week. So before we get into it, I did put up the schedule just in the top right corner. So as I'm talking about these players, you guys can reference their schedule and see how many games they have, as well as their back-to-back situations as well, which definitely plays a part in waiver wire ads as well as your build, because it's really difficult to determine which player you're going to get the most value from. So obviously getting the most games is obviously really crucial to having good waiver picks, not just the categories that they're going to help in. So without any further ado, let's get right into the waiver picks for week 2. Alright, so must add. So we'll start off with these first. In any competitive league, most, if not every one of these will probably be gone. It just obviously depends on the managers, their builds, their values in players, and as a result, you know, which of these will still be available from your waiver list. We got Cam Thomas for points and free throws. Max Strus, he's going to be same as last year, lots of threes and points. Looks like he's locked into a starting role there with 30 minutes a game. You got Jalen Johnson, who's going to give you a bit of everything. So points, mainly points and rebounds, maybe 15.7 rebounds. And he's going to give you 1 steal, 1 block, as well as 1 3. I should have added that. That's also part of this. A really good pickup, Jalen Johnson, if you got him, all-round contributor. Malcolm Brogdon, especially with even without Anthony Simons, I thought he was going to be a huge piece there until he gets traded. But even without him now, he's even more better. I think he's going to go back to his sort of pacer days. Was going to get maybe 8, well, not maybe as good, but maybe 18, 5 and 5 sort of stats with 2 threes a game. So he's going to give you 3 points, rebounds, and assists. A little bit of rebounds and assists, 5 a game each. And we got Shaden Sharp, who's also really good till Simons is back. So he's going to give you points, rebounds, steals, some threes as well. And actually, I'm not sure about steals. Actually, I think that was meant to put 3s. Xavier Tillman's awesome. He's going to give you rebounds and steals. Even though they got Bismack Biyombo, I think that's purely a depth add. But we'll have to see until the season starts as well. Until Biyombo starts with them. Delon Wright, awesome for assists and steals. I think he's sort of locked into a low 20 minutes role, and we've seen what he can do in low 20 minutes. He can get you around 1.5 steals, maybe even more, and then he can give you maybe 4 assists a game and maybe 3 rebounds as well. So he's definitely good for punt points. But even if you need steals desperately, he's really high in them. So I think he's worth, even if you are not punting points, to have him on your team the way I do, because he's just so valuable in steals. And Osar Thompson, if he's not gone already, he should be. He's going to give you, again, he's like a mini Draymond Green, Josh Hart type player. He's going to give you sort of like single digit triple doubles, so like 6 rebounds, 6 assists, maybe like 5 or 4 assists, 6, 7 points. Going to give you a 3 here and there. Low free throw and field goal percentage, but it's also getting you steals and blocks, especially blocks. So he seems to be awesome player so far, and definitely a must-add in my opinion, just because of the potential that he has, especially with the injuries that are stacked up at the moment in that wing position for Detroit. So let's move on now to the borderline players. So these are the players that are most likely going to be available in some of your leagues, and this is my list of people that are really important for week 2. So we got Kobe White. He gives you 3 points, rebounds, and assists. He looks like he's locked into a starting role, about 28 minutes a game. He's had this before in the past as well, but just because he's sort of like the 3rd or 4th, it's probably the 4th option, sorry, not 3rd. He's really only going to give you maybe 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists as a sort of ceiling, in my opinion. But that's still pretty good off the bench. And I was close to having in my must adds, but it's just that it's I just don't know if it's a must add just as yet, just because of the fact that he's a 4th option, and I don't know how much consistent value he's going to output, even though he's getting the minutes. And there's also a lot of other guards there, so I want to just give it a couple more, maybe a week or 2 before I decide whether he's a must add or not. So he's going to give you 3 points, rebounds, and assists, if I didn't say that already, and maybe sort of a sneaky steal as an absolute ceiling, but I doubt that. Naz Reid is your usual guy. He was there last year. He'll be the same role this year, giving you maybe 12, 5, 1 3, half a steal, half a block, and maybe about 5, 6 rebounds. So he's value rockets if Cat goes down, or maybe even Gobert, but probably more Cat. And man, if you have Cat, I would have him as a handcuff, purely because Cat recently has not been really good in terms of injury and keeping up to games. So definitely Naz Reid is worth a borderline add. And again, getting threes at that center position is really difficult in my opinion, even though it's maybe 1.2, 1.3. Yeah, it's hard to see. It looks like he's getting maybe off the bench. He might be in the low 20s this year as well. So I could see a bump up in his stats from last year, even with Cat and Gobert. Last year he was getting about 18 minutes a game without him, with him there. So I think this year he's maybe getting maybe 23, 24, but it's still only early. They only had 2 games, so it's hard to tell, but he could be really good. And I've missed him out of my league, but I might regret that, so we'll see. Kevin Huerter, Fox is out for a couple games it seems, and maybe even more. Last year, everyone was quick to jump on Monk, and maybe even Davion Mitchell, but Kevin Huerter is actually the guy. In 8 games last year without Fox, he averaged about 19 points a game and 4 assists. So I think that he might be the guy, but I think it's obviously going to be a group stats that are filling up Fox being missing out. So it's hard to say who's going to get all the run. I don't think it's going to be one player, even though Davion Mitchell's going to get the minutes. I don't think he's going to get the value output that Fox leaves. So it'll probably be by commission sort of role. So Kevin Huerter gives you 3 points and steals. Malik Monk, again, 3 points and assists, very similar. He'll definitely get some bump. How big, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get a massive one, but he's still good off the bench, good for 13 points, 4 assists, and maybe 2 threes a game. With Vesenkov there and Keegan Murray's ascension, I think Malik Monk is maybe going to take a little bit less of a seat this year, but he's just such a great scorer, especially in bunches. It's hard to know what happens with him. You could miss out on him, or you could take a punt and it could work. You could take a punt and it might not work. And there may be stretches as well with Malik Monk where he just goes crazy, and then stretches where he doesn't do well, which is similar to last year and the year before in Lakers. Cole Anthony, really good off the bench. Ever since Jalen Suggs has taken that starting role, and Cole Anthony's been the main guy off the bench, looks like he's just more comfortable, especially after his contract. So 2 games only, but this week he's got 4 games and he's got 3 and 4 nights, which is awesome. So you can pick him up at the start of the week like I did, and you're going to get 3 games out of 4 nights, then you can pick up someone else later. So that's maximizing your game output. He gives you 3 points, rebounds, and assists. He may be about 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and maybe 1.5 to 2 threes a game. Very low turnover ratio as well, I will add, with Cole Anthony, and great for free throws. He only averages about 2 or 3, but he's at that like 85% clip, which is awesome. K Love, usual guy, power forward, center, shooting threes, and still gets a lot of rebounds. 2 games he's averaged like 9 rebounds so far, only about 10 points, but for threes and rebounds you can't go wrong from that center position with Kevin Love, even though he's injury prone. Bogdanovic, again, same as always. He seems to be getting around 20, a bit less minutes, about 25 to 26 this year. Last year was at 27, and the previous 3 years he was about 29 to 30. So looks like he's still good for maybe 13 points, 2.5 to 3 threes a game, 3 or 4 assists a game, and a steal. So still gives you a lot of categories, and I like him. I've got him in my team, and he doesn't really hurt you in free throws or TOs. He's sort of okay as well, not too bad, because he doesn't get enough minutes. So he's always injury prone, but definitely a great add off the waiver wire for someone like that. Alec Burks has been awesome at that wing position for Detroit. Gives you 3 points, some free throws, and maybe a steal as well. He hasn't given a steal this year, but previously in last year, he normally gets about 1 steal a game. His threes have been berserk this year, so they'll probably come down back under 2 or around 2, but he's got no real challenging at that wing position. It looks like Monty Williams wants that veteran in that starting lineup, so he looks like he's going to get minutes until Bojan is back. Dylan Brooks is the usual guy, gives you about maybe 14 points a game, 2 threes, and maybe a steal, so he's still good for that. In Houston, looks like he's taking up that role. Doesn't look like he's going to get a bump up or anything. It looks like he's going to be pretty much the same as he was in Memphis, but we'll wait to see. It's only 2 or 3 games into Houston's week. They've only got 2 games this week as well, so not really a great ad in my opinion. Kyle Lowry's been getting about 30 minutes a game, so I put him on this list. With 30 minutes a game, you can still do some damage in categories, so he gives you 3s, maybe 4 assists, and a steal. Doesn't give you much points, maybe even 3-4 rebounds as well. So, for a punt, I wouldn't say punt points, but just as a, final run bench guy, he can help you. He's only got 3 games this week though, but if he's ever got a 4-game week or a 5-game, he could help you if you are needing a little bit of help in assists and steals. Malik Beasley, 3-and-D role, probably about the same as last year. He's going to be about 2-3 threes a game, 12, 13 points, and maybe a steal. So, he's going to get consistent minutes, I think, this year, high 20s, low 30s, and I think he's good for that all year. He's going to be consistent. Bones Highland as well, another guy that's, he's going to be the backup this year with Westbrook, but he's going to give you maybe 2 threes, 12, 13 points, and maybe 3 assists as well. So, again, they've got a pretty bad schedule this week, 2 games, and it's just on the back-to-back, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, if you want to add Bones for that, you can, but then after that, dump him because he's got no other games this week. All right, so we go to the deeper leagues now. We got Eric Gordon. He gives you 3 points in points. He's mainly contributing at the moment because of injuries to Booker and Beal. It's hard to know how long Beal and Booker are going to be out. Beal looks like he's going to be out at least a couple more games, and Booker maybe another 1 or 2. So Eric Gordon is a sneaky ad there. He's getting maybe like sort of 18 points a game. So it's pretty good from that position, especially off the waiver wire. Jalen Suggs, awesome for steals, gets around 1.3 or 1.4. He's got another 3 game in 4 nights, similar to Cole Anthony from Orlando. That is going to be a good pickup if you want steals. You can pick him up for the first half of the week, dump him after that, and then you get maximum amount of steals from him. But he doesn't really contribute anything else. Low threes, no low points, not many rebounds, and TOs is not great either. So yeah, so Duncan Robinson, usual 3-point guy, give you about 2.5 threes a game. If you are struggling in threes for Cats, he's going to help you there. Robert Covington, he's been getting about 20 minutes a game, so looking good. He's been starting without Man, and Man, I don't know when he's coming back. It looks like he's still out for a while. I don't know whether I thought it was a trade thing, but it looks like he's actually injured, so we'll see what happens there. But Robert Covington has been doing well. His defensive stats have been not so great. They're just about 1 steal, 1 block, but he gives you those things. But his defensive efficiency actually on the court has been good. He's been locking down players, and they've been doing well when he's on the court. So we'll see if his minutes grow as well, but definitely a good ad. But I think the Roko of the old is gone. That's not coming back unless he gets traded again, and even that I'm not sure. Jaden Ivey as well. Killian Hayes has been getting the start over him, but he's still been doing well. He's sneaky, gives you points, assists, and steals. I still think he's good, especially if you need someone with that from that point guard role who can score a little bit, similar to Bones Hyland, maybe 12 points, 3 assists, and a steal, with maybe 1.5 threes as well. So definitely sneaky ad. I probably even say he's a borderline more than a deep league. So Jaden Ivey, especially if Killian Hayes goes down, Jaden Ivey is going to do well if you're a punt field goal type player. And the last group of categories that I wanted to run through with players is monitoring. So these are players that are either worth a speculative ad or you just want to monitor them. So Keontae George had a really good game in Utah's last game, and he had like 12 points, 7 boards, 6 assists. Now that guard position is just too stacked. Like there's just too many of them, and until they trade THT or Clarkson or both or Sexton or whatever it is they want to do, I don't know what they're doing in Utah anymore. They had a great year last year, and it looks like they're trying to lose as many games as possible this year at this stage. It's only 3 games in, but yeah, he's worth the monitor because if he gets minutes, maybe he's a silly season hero. He looks like he can definitely give you some fantasy value. So yeah, Jordan Goodwin, awesome as well. He was awesome last year, and again, awesome this year. If Booker continues to stay out, he's good for maybe like sort of 10 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, and maybe even 1.2, 1.3 steals as well with 1.53. So definitely a good ad for that guard position if you want steals, assists, and a little bit of points. Chris Bourne, Peyton Watson. Again, Denver, I love them, but their players are all system players. I can't seem to find any consistency. Even Reggie Jackson's getting like low 20 minutes, but it's hard to see. It's like one night they'll give you something, and then next time they'll give you absolutely nothing at all. So Peyton Watson had a great night. That wasn't garbage minutes. Same with Chris Brawny, like 12 points, 7 boards, 7 assists, but it's hard to see them being consistent. I think there's better players out there. I think they got a 4-game week this week, but I just don't know how much I trust them, but again, monitor them. Chris Boucher, another guy to monitor because Precious Achua and OG may be missing some games, so he's worth an ad there. Gives you your points, rebounds, and a little bit of points, rebounds, and a block with some threes as well. Peyton Pritchard, another guy to monitor. They just don't have any guard depth in Celtics, but man, right now they are not playing any of their bench. It's just like starters to the moon. But if he gets minutes, I just think he's going to perform. Like I'm talking about I thought he was going to get mid 25s, but he's not getting anything. But if he ever does, I think he's good for at least sort of like 13, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and maybe like 2.5 threes a game. That's probably his ceiling, but I don't know. I have faith in Peyton. I like him. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Got to monitor. And Isaiah Hartenstein, monitor only because it's Thibs, man. Thibs one day he'll go for like a couple weeks with Robinson, and then if he gets annoyed by him, you'll see Hartenstein in for like 25 minutes a game all of a sudden for like this long stretch, and he can produce maybe 8 points, 6 rebounds, a steal, and a block as well. So someone to definitely monitor as well, I think. So yeah, but let me know what you think in the comment section. It's week 2. I definitely don't have all of them. It's really hard to get all of them, obviously, and we're all still learning. It's as I said, the first 6 weeks is really where you get your bread and butter. It's where the foundations and all the rotations are set, but they continues to change a lot up until that point, and even after that they will change. And there's obviously trades and injuries as well to make things worse. So definitely don't feel out. If you've missed some of the must adds, don't worry, there'll be plenty more must adds. In fact, there'll probably be better ones as well. That's the thing about fantasy. There's just always, if you miss out on one, there's always someone else. It's just awesome. That's why I love fantasy basketball. So definitely stay in tune. I will keep you guys updated with as much information as possible. and we'll go from there. But as I said, try and get as many different perspectives as possible. That's the only way you'll be able to make the best decision, and try and make your own decisions as well. That way, you know, you can live with them. If they do well, you know that you made them. If they do bad, then you know you don't have to suffer that someone else told you what to do, even though you know you felt a different way about a different player. But you know, it's all probabilities. At the end of the day, you can't pick them all. Just stack the probabilities in your favor, and at the end of the day, you will come out a winner. That is the best way going forward. But I will try and release these videos a bit earlier. So I'm trying to do the weekly reviews, schedule reviews on the Friday and well, the Thursday in American time, and I'm trying to do this waiver wire pick on the Sunday, which is Saturday in America time. So we'll see how it goes, but I'm definitely going to do them every week. So I hope you guys stay tuned. And if you like this type of content, definitely feel free to subscribe, because I'm going to have a lot more. I'm going to start doing some videos on resources as well. So some of the basketball tools out there. So see whether or not they actually help and stuff. And I'll give you guys my review and my honest opinion as well. So we'll take it and from there and see how it goes. But until the next one, thanks very much for your time today, and good luck with week 2, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, take it easy. Bye.